Today on People Now, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have some big news. Yep, Meghan Markle is pregnant. We have all the details on the royal baby. Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have called it quits. We'll tell you what we know. Drake is opening up about his one-year-old son Adonis to who else but LeBron James. Plus, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian touched down in Africa with daughter North. We'll tell you what they're up to. It's all today on People Now. Let's go. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. There's a lot of big news today, but we have huge news in the royals world, so let's get right into it. From a royal wedding to a royal baby on the way, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are soon to be a family of 3. Joining us now to break down the happy news is our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
Can you believe this?
It's slightly unexpected, and we'll get to that why, but yes, it's taken us all a little bit by surprise.
It is crazy. So it's such a week for the royals. Kensington Palace released a statement today confirming that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are expecting a baby early in the spring. So how is the palace reacting to this exciting news?
So everybody's thrilled. Meghan is in her second trimester, past a 12-week scan. She told everybody over Eugenie's wedding. The Queen is delighted. It will be her 8th great-grandchild, and Charles is also absolutely thrilled. It will be his 4th grandchild, obviously, after Charlotte, George, and Louis.
Are you surprised that she told it at Eugenie's wedding?
Well, I mean, I think they sort of probably had to if they were going to reveal the news, because, of course, they were flying to Australia any second.
Yeah, obviously everyone's very excited. Family members are really excited. What type of support do you think Kate Middleton and Prince William will be to Prince Harry and Meghan throughout this whole process?
It's very tough, actually, being a royal. The Queen Mother used to call it an intolerable privilege, and it's a real goldfish bowl, never more so than, you know, when someone is pregnant. Princess Diana actually got induced with Prince William because she just couldn't bear the world looking at her stomach. Of course, nobody knows that better than Kate, so she can be there for Meghan every step of the way.
Yeah, do you think that we'll see Meghan Markle making a post-baby appearance like Kate Middleton did?
Maybe. I mean, that's down the line. It depends where she gives birth. If she gives birth at the Lindo wing, like Kate did, then possibly we'll have that again on the steps. But you never know how it's going to go, if she's going to have a C-section or not. We've got a little while to go yet. We're only just at the beginning of the second trimester. Oh, we will.
Now, Meghan Markle will have the support from her mom, Doria Ragland. Now, there's reports that Meghan does not want a nanny. So what kind of a support do you think that Doria Ragland will be to her daughter through this process?
Well, there are rumours that Doria might be moving to the UK. She was certainly seen going to baby caring classes last month, so maybe we should have all taken that as a bit of a hint there.
How do we miss that?
So we'll see. But often, you know, mothers, they say they're not going to have a nanny, and then they give birth, and then they actually end up getting a nanny. So, you know, you just don't know, do you, until you've sort of had the baby.
You don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people now speculating on this. There's speculation over what their children's royal titles will be. What do you think that the royal family will eventually land on?
Okay, so it's very unlikely that they'll be His or Her Royal Highness or Prince or Princess. The Queen would have to give special dispensation. She did that for George, Charlotte and Louis, but they're closer in line to the throne. This little baby is going to be 7th in line to the throne, is never going to be a monarch, so therefore unlikely to be a Prince or Princess, His or Her Royal Highness. If it's a son, it may well be the Earl of Dumbarton, which is sort of a courtesy title connected to Prince Harry's Duke of Sussex. If it's a girl, it would be Lady whoever Mountbatten Windsor. Mountbatten comes from Prince Philip. Everybody will know about Mountbatten if they've watched The Crown.
Nice. This is why we bring you in, Imogen. You have the deets. Now, obviously, they just announced their first baby, but do you expect that Meghan and Harry are going to have a huge family? Do they want a huge family? I know that's the one thing. When someone has one baby, we're like, are there going to be more?
Maybe more. Well, she's 37, so perhaps not a huge number. And Harry was certainly on record. Somebody in a crowd asked him fairly recently, you know, about having 5 children, and he said, no, absolutely not with 5. So maybe 2, maybe 3. We'll be speculating away, I'm sure, for many years to come, Andrea.
Of course. No, they just landed in Australia early on Monday to kick off their first royal tour. Do you think that they're going to address the news today?
Well, they'll probably be asked. This is why it's slightly surprising that they did get pregnant right now. They've got to do 76 engagements in 16 days. These royal tours are brutal. I mean, so we're surprised that they did get pregnant. There's a whole Zika issue going on because 2 of the countries they're going to visit are Fiji and Tonga, and they've got the Zika virus there. So there's a bit of a risk.
Yeah, so how do you think that the pregnancy will affect traveling in those places?
Well, I mean, they've taken advice, obviously. We're expecting to see them in long-sleeve clothing. They'll probably be covered in mosquito repellent. You know, they do have the best medical advice in the world, but it would have been a factor. So, you know, we wish them all the best.
All right, well, Imogen, thank you so much for all your knowledge on this. I'm sure we'll have lots more to talk about in the coming 6 months. Thank you so much for being here. Now, of course, with big baby news comes a royal baby question of the day. We want to know what's been your favorite moment from the royal children so far. So tweet us your answers with the hashtag #PeopleNow. You may see it on the show. And stay with us. Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson call off their engagement over the weekend. We have the details on that. Plus, Drake drops a bombshell about having a 1-year-old son. You don't want to miss it. But first, Venom and A Star is Born continue to rock the October box office, beating out Universal's critically acclaimed astronaut drama First Man. Now, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Venom stayed #1 as it crossed $378 million globally. It's a lot. A Star is Born completed its sophomore outings with a domestic finish of $28 million, dipping only 35% from its box office debut. The Bradley Cooper-directed drama has quickly captivated audiences across the country, and so has its star, Lady Gaga. The elusive performer graces this week's People, and she's opening up about a story you haven't heard before. It's one filled with pain, emotional and physical, but one that she's turned into the ultimate tale of success. Here's People Now's Jeremy Parsons.
I don't sing my own songs.
Why?
I just don't feel comfortable.
Lady Gaga is reaping critical acclaim and a ton of Oscar buzz for her film acting debut in A Star is Born.
I'm off the deep end.
She plays Allie, a woman who thinks she's missed any shot at becoming a singer when she meets Jackson, a troubled country star who champions her talent. Gaga gives such a raw performance, many people feel she's just like the character. Gaga is quick to set the record straight.
What intrigued me about Allie is that she is nothing like I was when I started. I really believed in myself, and I was banging down every door that I could and dragging my piano around New York City trying to get gigs.
When Gaga was 19, she dropped out of NYU, and her father said, look, you have 1 year to get a record deal, and then you're going back to school. But she did. She got a record deal, and unfortunately, she was dropped by the label.
She faced a lot of criticism, in particular about her looks. People were not at all shy to tell her that she was not attractive enough to make it as a singer.
She persisted and picked up a pretty great name along the way, in part thanks to a legendary Queen song.
She had a friend who was texting her something about the Queen song Radio Gaga, and the phone auto-corrected it to Lady Gaga. And the story goes, she was like, that's it, you're never calling me by anything else ever again.
Then in 2008, at age 22, success. Just Dance helped Gaga's debut album, The Fame, take off and make her a superstar. Her follow-up, Born This Way, was also a smash hit. By this point, Gaga was an icon, but in 2013, she suffered a physical setback.
She broke her hip during a performance.
She's diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is, chronic pain. They're worried it might be lupus, so she always had these personal lows at the same time as having these career highs. A few years ago, Gaga and her fiance, Taylor Kinney, who's an actor on Chicago Fire, broke up. She was devastated.
It led her to a deep personal hole, but she was already branching out professionally. A trained actor from the famed Lee Strasberg Institute, it leads us to this moment in A Star is Born, a collaboration she couldn't pass up.
Talent comes everywhere, but having something to say and a way to say it so people listen to it, that's a whole other bag.
I wanted to tell this story with Bradley, and I wanted to tell it because I knew how honest he wanted this film to be.
Don't you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, I do. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Oh, I think you like it a little bit.
It seems like Gaga is really at the peak of her career and at the peak of her love life. She's actually very happy. She has a boyfriend, Christian Carino, that she loves, and she's never had that before, so it's just been great to see.
Well, Kanye and his clan are in Uganda. Take a look at this.
Hi. North, where we're gonna go? Where you wanna go?
That's a clip of Northwest hanging out on her dad Kanye's shoulders over the weekend during their trip to Uganda. The rapper brought along his wife Kim Kardashian and their daughter North to Africa to finish recording his album Yandi. Now, earlier in October, Kanye mentioned that the album would be postponed so that he could finish recording it in Africa, and he wanted to, quote, have my kids in the studio and have my mic in the open so we can hear nature while we're recording. The father-daughter video is one of the first of Kanye's to break his social media silence after deleting his Twitter and Instagram accounts for several days. He returned on Saturday with a 9-minute live stream about mind control, detailing his opinions on social media, saying in part, social media told you nobody likes me, but everybody loves me. Everybody loves Ye. All right. West's Twitter return follows his visit to the White House on Thursday, during which he told Trump that he was misdiagnosed with bipolar disorder and that he had a 98th percentile IQ test. A source told People that those close to West are, quote, telling him that he needs to get back on his medication and that he's not doing well, that he's not making any sense. The West family plan on staying in Africa until October 19th. All right, guys, in case you missed it, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have called it quits. Say it ain't so. People confirms the couple ended their engagement over the weekend, a source revealing it was way too much too soon. It's not shocking to anyone. Insiders say the breakup was a mutual decision, while another source tells TMZ the timing just wasn't right. The two plan to continue to still spend time together. A Grande source explaining it's not like they split and never plan on seeing each other again. They just decided to slow things down. The pop star was last seen supporting her ex as he filmed Saturday Night Live, but there have been recent signs of trouble. Pete covered up his Ariana-inspired bunny ears tattoo, transforming the ink into a large heart. Although Page Six speculated that the new tat was meant to match Grande's, it now hints at a permanent end to their courtship. Meanwhile, Ariana was expected to attend manager Scooter Braun's charity event on Saturday night, but failed to show up. Scooter acknowledged the singer's absence during his speech, saying, quote, "Someone I am very close to could not be here today because of things that she is going through." The pop star has had a tough few weeks following the death of former boyfriend Mac Miller. The rapper died from an apparent drug overdose on September 7th. Ariana venting about her emotional exhaustion on Twitter before taking some much-needed time off. You can stay on People.com for more details on the split. But first, let's check in on our question of the day. So in honor of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's big baby news, we want to know, what are your favorite moments from the royal children? They're so adorable. Let's see. Honestly, any moment with Prince George is golden. Look at him. What is he throwing? Just like throwing a little stuffed animal there. It's really cute. We have people now when Charlotte got a taste of her flower basket at Pippa's wedding. OMG, so cute. Even princesses gotta get a lick in. That's adorable. All right, keep those comments coming in. I always love talking about the royals. All right, switching gears to this. Drake is opening up about his one-year-old son to who else but LeBron James. The rapper stopped by James's new unscripted HBO series The Shop on Friday and raved about his son Adonis, born last fall, even showing off photos of the beautiful boy on his phone. Drake confirmed the rumored news that he followed his son with former adult film star Sophie Brousseau on his album Scorpion in June, and this is the first time he's spoken about the little boy, telling LeBron, "I'm just excited," explaining that he'd been drawing on, quote, "all of the things I've learned from and through my father, and the incredible things I've learned through my mother about patience, about unconditional love." I love that. Drake and Brousseau were not together when she gave birth to Adonis on October 11th of last year. On Scorpion, Drake rapped that he celebrated when he heard the news and rushed out to buy his son a crib. Now, according to the track, Drake had only met Adonis once at Christmas, but was hoping for another visit soon. On The Shop, Drake spoke about co-parenting with Brousseau, saying this. He said, "I am a single father learning to communicate with a woman who we've had our moments. I do want to be able to explain to my son what happened, but I don't have any desire for him to not love his mother. I don't ever want the world to be angry at his mother. We have found ourselves in a situation and we are both equally responsible. Now I'm just really excited to be a great father." Well, sounds like he's on the right track. Congrats to Drake. All right, even though Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez have called it quits, a source close to Bieber is revealing to People that Justin will always care about Selena. This comes after the news last week that Gomez is seeking treatment following an emotional breakdown while in the hospital. The source adds, it's hard for him to hear that she isn't doing well. They both had their separate struggles over the years, and Justin was always very sympathetic to Selena's. He wants the best for Selena. He wants her to be happy and healthy. Now, Selena experienced a panic attack during her second hospital stay in just a few short weeks. She suffers from a low white blood cell count, a common side effect for kidney transplant patients. As for the cause, a source tells People it's been a combination of things. Having Justin's relationship everywhere is not easy. She's also been dealing with other stressful situations, and being back in the hospital was really difficult and brought back tough memories. The couple's first run ended in November of 2012, but by September 2014, they'd already gotten back together, only to break up again less than 2 months later. They stayed apart for the following 3 years, but reconnected in 2018, although they never officially got back together. In March of 2018, an insider told People that they were taking a break, and 6 months later, Bieber was married. All right, on to this.
You have very good hands, whatever the hell you do. You smell like freaking alcohol.
I just had a wine.
Off. If I hate the tattoo that Chris gives me today, I'm literally making his ass sleep outside.
You're gonna hate this.
He's not sleeping in bed with me, and he's definitely not getting this down there for a very long time.
3.
Oh my God, a little faster.
2.
1. Wait, are you kidding me? What the
That's amazing. That's MTV's newest show, How Far is Tattoo Far? And yes, the tattoos are real. Nico Tortorella and Nicole Snooki Polizzi are not only the show's hosts, but also the mediators for when the tattoos are revealed. People Now's Jeremy Parsons spoke to the stars about their new and unique role in these people's lives. Watch.
I can't believe we have been part of putting something like this on another person's
but it wasn't
body.
our fault. We're just here to host the show.
Yes, let's make it very clear.
We made sure to remind them, like, we didn't design this for you. Your friend did.
And you knew what you were getting into.
Decided you were
Yep.
coming on the show.
Yeah.
That's always the first question that I like to ask. Like, okay, so why did
Why are you
decide
here?
Why'd you say yes?
Show?
Yeah.
Why'd you sign your life away,
And
right?
it's always usually to teach a lesson.
Yeah.
So usually that's not good.
But I think there's something so beautiful about the exchange of trust that happens between these two people that come on the show. I mean, like,
Crazy.
so much happens in such a small amount of time. Every single emotion possible. It's like just life magnified.
Now, Nico and Snooki have quite a bit of ink themselves. Nico even plays a tattoo artist on Younger, but could they operate a tattoo machine themselves?
Actually,
I have tattooed a few different people.
Really?
Actually, yeah. I tattooed my book title on a friend of mine.
Okay.
I tattooed Joey, actually. I tattooed
set.
Joey's leg.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, some stick and poke.
So you're actually good at it.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but like
You have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an artist, so
Yeah, right.
if you can like learn how to manipulate a gun or a needle.
It makes sense. Oh, kind of. Yeah, right. Not to diminish the people that do it.
No.
But
By no means am I like a tattoo artist.
yeah,
But
you can work your way around. How about you? Any skill in that at all?
No, I don't
Have you
want to
ever
do that.
No,
No, 'cause
not
I
your
don't want to
thing.
mess somebody
she's
up.
saying that
I like
now,
getting them.
though. After a couple bottles of wine, I feel like if there was a gun around and I was like, yo,
Oh, yeah, if
girl,
I was wasted.
will you tattoo me? You would
Yeah.
be on it in a second.
Yeah, I would draw a big right here.
That show looks so good. I have to admit, when I was in Europe, I almost got a tattoo with my sister. We were gonna get lip tattoos. But then we decided that that's not a good look. And also, every time I talk about tattoos, my mom texts me and says not to get one. All right, we're gonna take one last look at our question of the day. We've been asking about your favorite moments from the royal children to celebrate Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's pregnancy announcement, which is obviously huge news today. One Twitter user says, I love anytime Princess Charlotte is cheesing for the cameras. She's always adorable. Lisa adds, seeing George and Charlotte walking into the hospital the day Louis was born. We got the classic Charlotte wave. Allie says, I love when little George has his adorable meltdowns. Royal kids, they're just like us. And Lainey says, I love seeing them at all the royal weddings, all dressed up. They were super adorable at Eugenie's wedding, I have to say. We also have some stuff from our social computer here. Harry ain't wasting any time. That's true. I feel like this was very soon. I was not expecting to have a baby announcement so quickly. There's only one man that can be the godfather. Yeah. Character. He worked with Meghan on Suits. That's true. Now they obviously have to get a godfather, a godmother, so there's gonna be those choices. All right, we'll be back with another question of the day tomorrow, so tune in for that. Also coming up tomorrow, Dr. Terry and Heather Dubrow are in the studio live talking about their new book, The Dubrow Diet, Interval Eating to Lose Weight and Feel Ageless, and showing off their newly renovated home. We love the Dubrows, so you don't wanna miss that. Thank you so much for watching, and for now we leave you with one last thing from Olympian Adam Rippon. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Adam Rippon, and this is one last thing. The last time I laughed so hard I cried, I was actually at brunch with one of my friends, and we were talking about like how awful we were like as teenagers. And I was talking about this one time that I thought that I looked so cool, and I remembered that it was like a Facebook post, and I looked at it, and I looked at myself in the picture, and I was wearing 2 polos over each other with the collar flipped and a t-shirt over it. So I was wearing 3 shirts, and I felt like that's when I had peaked. And then I saw the picture and I started crying. My last big splurge was probably like I bought this watch. Then the last time I cha-cha'd, I mean, when am I not cha-cha'ing? All the time, 5 minutes ago, as soon as I leave this building.